Through the chair, you're live on HCAM TV.
John's just joining now. Good evening, everyone. Adina, I heard that we may have a little mix-up with people believing that 290 is on again for today.
That's what I've heard. I'm not sure, if how much of that is possible, but I heard it may be.
Okay.
But it's not on.
Okay. All right. I will open the meeting. Okay. Wait, do we have 5?
We have everyone. We have you, Mike Riley, Arnold, Mike Heaton, Dan Hunt, and Sean. And James will not be here, and John Mosier will not be here. And the only one that I haven't heard from that's not on yet is Mike DiMaggio.
Excellent. All right. Okay. That being said, I'd like to open this meeting of the Board of Appeals, September 11th, 2024. What we call the meeting to order. As a preliminary matter, as chair, I will permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated in the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Michael Riley.
Present.
Dan Hunt.
Here.
Mike Eaton.
Here.
Sean Masterson.
Here.
Arnold Cohen.
Here.
Okay. And staff, Adina, you're doing solo?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Mike Sabat's going to be here or not. He's not on yet, but I thought he was.
But he sent a
You
pretty,
saw the letter from him.
pretty detailed letter that I'll read into the minutes.
Okay.
And it looks like we got Mr. Shepherd here too. He's doing the incognito thing though. Fine. Okay. Anticipated speakers. So we only have 6 Commonwealth today, correct?
We have that, and we have the continuation for 0 East Main Street Open Play, which is the pickleball that we continued from February, but they got, they went through planning board. I think we just kept it open to make sure they didn't need a variance for landscaping, which they don't because they went through planning board and everything's okay. So we have a request to withdraw without prejudice that you just need to vote on.
Okay, great. Okay. All right. So do we have the people from 6 Commonwealth here?
We're here.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, for this meeting, the Board of Appeals is convening via video conference via Zoom, as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. And we're also on HCAM today. We're getting famous, you guys. Accordingly, please be aware that others may be able to see you. Take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. All supporting materials have been provided to the members of this body and are available on the town's website via the web meeting calendar unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. Meeting ground rules. We are now turning to the first item in the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, I will invite board members to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until I yield the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in a dialogue with other members, please do so through me, taking care to identify yourself. After members have spoken, I will forward public comment as follows. I will first ask members of the public who wish to speak to identify the names and addresses only. Once I get a list of all the public commentators, I will call on each by name and afford 2 minutes for any comments. Does anybody have any questions before we go to the first item on the agenda? So, Adina, do you want to dispose of the zero first, just to?
Well,
Yeah.
John, okay. We
That's
can
your-
also just, we could actually, because we can't vote on the minutes if we could go through and push off the approval of the minutes until our next meeting.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We do that when the draft is unfinished. Yes, so, there's.
really all. That's all the administrative we have was just those minutes, and if we're tabling them, then the administrative part's done.
Okay, so now let's go to, 0 East Main. Request to, withdraw filing without a prejudice. Could I get a motion to accept their filing without prejudice?
Make a motion to accept their motion without prejudice.
We have a second.
Second.
Okay, so we need 5. Let's see. So we got Michael, Arnold, me, there's 3. Dan, you're on the top row, so you get this one. Sean, you're next, you get this one. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Riley, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt,
Yes.
Mr. Cohen,
Yes.
and Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Okay, I vote in the affirmative also. Okay, so we accepted the filing without prejudice. Beautiful. Okay, now let me read in the public hearing notice for 6 Commonwealth Avenue. The Town of Hopkinton Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, September 11th, 2024, at 7 p.m. to hear all persons interested in the application for a special permit and/or variance filed by Jennifer and Tim Woodford of 6 Commonwealth Avenue, Hopkinton, Massachusetts. The applicant seeks relief from the zoning bylaws and for an addition to a pre-existing non-conforming home at 6 Commonwealth Avenue, Hopkinton, Massachusetts, that does not meet the minimum setback requirements. The property is shown in Assessors Map U19, Block 11, Lot 0. The hearing will be held remotely using the Zoom meeting service. For additional information, please email zba@hopkinma.gov, call the Department of Land Use Planning and Permitting at 508-497-9745, or check the online meeting calendar and agenda for this meeting at hopkinma.gov. This legal notice is also posted in the Massachusetts Newspapers Publishers Association, MNP website at masspublicnotices.org. John Catino, Chair and Clerk, regarding 25006. Okay. Would Jennifer and Tim, would you like to present what you've got, or do you, I don't know if you have a lawyer or anybody, but please
It's
tell us what you want to do.
Yeah, no, it's just us. Don't
Okay.
have any engineer or lawyer. Yeah, so we were just applying for the special permit to build a garage and a bonus room, just for our growing family.
Okay.
So I don't know what else you.
Normally people that show us they share their screen and show the drawings. And,
Oh, yeah, we have that.
Do
Yeah.
that.
okay, beautiful.
Sorry, this is our first time doing.
No, I totally understand. I remember going through it with my mom, trying to build a handicap ramp in the back of her house, and that was okay, except we had to put a little flat area on the top so I could stop the wheelchair.
Oh.
That was not allowed, so I had to go and in
Can you-
front. And
Can you allow the sharing?
It's saying we're being blocked from sharing.
Adina can open it.
Thank you.
Did that work?
All right, let's see. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Okay, let me get the file.
Okay, make sure you don't have anything else up that you don't want anybody else to see.
Oh.
Yep.
Goes
yeah.
out to the entire town.
Let me close all my work stuff. Hold on a second. All right, so hold on 1 second.
My glasses do such a reflection. Oh my goodness.
All right, so I'll first show you guys the final house plans. Okay, so let me share my screen. Share. All right, can everybody see this okay?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so this is the plot plan. This is currently our house now, and we want to add a 2-car garage, which of course we're like, in order to get 2 cars in, we're very close to the line, and then we're going to add some space in the back. And I can also show some elevation drawings as well.
Mhm.
That would be useful. So then we've got over here. Here, you can talk to it.
So then, yeah, you can see this existing to the right and to the left, the garage, and then unfinished storage kind of in the basement and then this is the second floor. You see there's like a bonus room up top, and a primary bedroom and another gym space.
Well, quick question.
Yes.
Is the next door neighbor, what's next door? Where
Yeah,
you're
so
gonna be only 2 feet away from?
Yeah, so we've got, if you go back to the plot plan, I don't know if it's on there. So their house is probably, would you say it's a good 10 feet, 15 feet away?
yeah, their house is probably 15 feet off of the property line.
Mhm.
And we also we have a letter from them as well, but they're in favor of
Yeah, I don't, we
of
can
our
submit this
addition,
to
but-
town, but we had them actually draw it out. We did this like neighbor consent form of them just saying that they were okay with it, because we're like, we need you guys to be okay with this, please sign.
So, Adina, is there any way to make sure that we get that into the records? Could they read it in?
Yeah, they can read it in now and then they can just email it to me tomorrow or to the, I'll bring
Okay.
it in the town hall tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So after you finish showing everybody everything, if you could read that letter, just so we can
Okay.
have it in the minutes for today, and then send a follow up afterwards.
Sure.
Then also
Okay,
another note, you can see this existing. There was an existing detached single garage. This is that dotted dash line here. So we're going where the new structure would just match what that existing detached garage. So we're not building any closer to what was the old existing detached garage.
Okay.
And I don't know if it builds our case, but like we came and the house is 1857. So we renovated it ourselves and we put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So, we kind of outgrew our house and we don't want to move. So we figured we would just do an addition.
Yeah. Well, we all know what downtown houses are like and all that. I had one on Grove Street, so yeah, I get it.
But yeah, that's kind of the gist of the project that we want to do. And
Excellent.
Yeah.
Would
All
you
right,
like
so yeah,
to read the
keep
letter?
sharing this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, read the letter. Thank you.
So the neighbor consent form, we, Chris and Marianne Washington, the neighbors adjacent to 6 Commonwealth Ave, Hopkinton, have no objection with the proposed plan to build up to our property line located at 8 Commonwealth Ave per the agreed conditions. Any damage that may occur to our residents during construction will be repaired by the responsible party. Any drainage will flow away from the foundation of our house. Post-construction, the yards will be graded out and reseeded. Backyard and in between houses. Hedgerow plants along a portion of the property line, just to further decision can be made here. Oh yeah, sorry, that doesn't really count. Yeah, and then they signed it.
Excellent.
And then we also included on the letter, it's just the actual plan, so there's no question about it.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, because Commonwealth that's a really tight area. I'm there all the
Yes.
time. I'm at Hopkinton Lumber 4 times a day. So yeah, I don't.
So
And
were
was
we when we were doing this house.
Yeah, you guys can walk there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, so that's why I went by and saw this a couple times last week because I knew you were coming up. Okay, great. Keep your screen shared. Do any members have any questions for the couple?
Yeah, to the chair.
Yes, Arnold.
It does seem to me that if this neighbor objected to it and came to the meeting and did that, I mean, it's very close to the lot line. But the neighbor in the letter conditioned her approval on certain things. I mean, are we going to consider adding those conditions to our
Sure.
approval?
Why not? Yeah, because the way I look at it now is that the present garage is right on the same lot line.
Yeah, this is a lot bigger.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But when we're looking at at previous conditions, they were exactly the same. So it's a bigger structure. However, I don't see it. Well, actually, I should probably. I went ahead. Let me just read what what our building inspector said. Chairman of Zoning John Catino. Per my review of 6 Commonwealth Avenue, I have discovered the following subject property is located in a RA zone district, and relief needed is from section 210-119 side yards and section 210-128 changes to existing lots, uses, and structures. The applicant is seeking side yard relief because of pre-existing non-conforming lot dimensions. The applicant currently has approximately 78 feet of road frontage, and the current zoning is 100 feet. Therefore, the frontage impacts the applicant from adding to the sides of the dwelling by right and staying clear from setbacks. In my opinion, I think this proposal is reasonable. Providing the board grants this permit, we would recommend the applicant files all applicable permits with the building department after the appeal period is expired and the decision is recorded within the registry. Okay, so that's that comes from our building inspector. All right, so Arnold, sorry, I skipped ahead. Usually I go right to the building inspector before I ask for questions. So please continue.
Well, maybe I should have asked this when after the board is going to consider what to do. But I'm just thinking that the conditions that the abutter conditioned her letter on or approving it seems to be something we would need to consider whether to add those conditions if we're going to approve it, assuming that we are willing to do that.
Well, they seem absolutely reasonable. You don't want, people don't want additional water, and to have it graded to the way it to the way it is right now is those are things that I think people should do just by being good neighbors. But absolutely, Otto. We'll put those conditions into the decision if it's approved. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, Sean Masterson for the chair. John?
Yes.
I think we should not put those conditions in any approval that we have. Number one, those would be building permit issues like drainage and so forth. My concern is that setting a precedent that we're going to, in essence, approve or appear to be approving private agreements.
So we're doing planning board stuff.
Yeah, and also
we've been called on that before.
Yeah, I mean, the neighbors were noticed. The neighbors had the opportunity to appear. Again, it appears that they're reasonable in approving of the addition, but I think the building permit issue will address drainage and so forth.
Good point. Good point.
The only
Anybody
thing
else?
through the
Yes.
chair,
Yes.
the only thing I'm a little concerned. I know the existing garage, and I fully understand that. It's just the rest of the building, which is so close to the line, it would just create the other neighbor's house is so close, and that actually concerns me. It doesn't concern me where the garage is or the existing garage was, but the size of the rest of the structure being so close. Have you considered other alternative plans where that other section beyond was smaller and didn't quite, that I'm looking at the one where it's a 2.3 feet at the corner of the house.
So in here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that area there. So, because again, it's, as your lot line doesn't look like it's even, it gets squeezes as it goes up.
Yeah, that's why we did this step back here. And then we, see here that we moved it over, 4 feet. Originally we had it, right off the edge here. So we moved it in to kind of bump it over, to get that to 2.5 feet, 2.3 feet.
I mean, the drawings look beautiful, so don't, but I'm also concerned that it's basically from the side, it's a pretty impressive. What's the total square feet that you're adding? What's the square feet that you have existing?
The existing is, I think, 1750, and the new proposed is under, usable space is under 1,000. Or conditioned
Well,
space, whatever you want to call it, because it's
Yeah, but what's
we have a garage. There's a
Yeah, but
garage.
what's-
and-
Yeah,
30
what's
by
the
20.
totals? How much?
So there it is. So it's 30, 43 by 20. So it's about 900 square feet. Each,
Yeah,
each
the garage,
level.
you have the garage. The garage. In
Oh,
there.
sorry. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
I'm not
garage.
counting living space. I'm just talking the size
Yeah.
of the structure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
roughly, 20 by
Nine, you're-
40.
2,500 square feet.
Yeah, what is that? 20 by 40. Yeah, 18 or 800 a floor, so 1,600 total. That's including garage space and all.
Yep. Had you considered any other plans where that area that goes up towards the 2.3, where it kind of squeezes in, was? What did you say? There was a gym room in there or something?
Yes, that's on the second floor, but yeah, there's currently our bedroom is over here, and we're adding, we're adding our bedroom in the back here, and we have the 2-car garage here, so that, the space. So, but the only way would be step it back, I guess further here.
And I'm not saying we're going to do that. I just wanted to, because to me, it's when you're and it's a big, impressive building. So, and it's only 10 or 15 feet away, because I looked at the other thing there that you submitted. It's only 10 or 15 feet from the house, and it's very nice of them. I know if you were doing the next to me, I'd go, can't you back it up? It's just very close.
Yeah.
Well,
In
that's why
big.
sorry. That's why we spoke to them, we showed them. That's why
Yeah.
so we're going to plant nice trees in between so that they're not seeing anything.
Yeah. So another thing too, they understand, we don't really have anywhere else on our lot really to go as an option. And I think they have almost 2 acres on the other side of their house. So they were, they understand kind of how, our lot and that one side on the left side, angles back. So it is,
Yeah, you got a small lot.
yeah.
Hey, I thought I expected Mr. Riley to have a little more sympathy. He's being one of the lake people, but he's on the big lot side of the
I didn't
lake.
say I didn't have sympathy. I'm just asking questions. You said your family is growing. I like to get personal. So what's going on?
No, we just have 2
No,
little
do you
ones.
want to know the honest truth is he's very
Yeah.
close to his mother, and she decided to winter
I think we're
time.
outside the 4 corners, Mr. Riley.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. So the mom's coming in. Okay.
Well, she's just gonna need somewhere to stay during winter for like a month. So I was like,
Which I
just
love.
a guest
So see,
room,
that's it. I appreciate that, Jennifer. Having my mother-in-law in my home, I appreciate that.
See,
I was wondering if that was going to come up.
can close so that we just have her in her own space.
No, but you can understand my concern because it's so close. I mean, and it's 10 or 15 feet away from the house. Is that their? I'm assuming it's the back. It's the front of their. Is it the front of the house or the back of the house?
So they're sad. There's only one window, small window above their kitchen sink, and then one kind of a little picture window going up the stairs. Only on that one side of the house. So that was another reason. They have windows all on the other side. And their inside of their house kind of faces that other direction. So I think that was another reason they were, didn't have too big of an issue.
All right, my questions was answered. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other board members? Okay. All right, so let me open it up to the public. Would any members of the public like to chime in? Going, gone. Okay, I'd like a motion to
A
close.
motion to close the public hearing?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Several seconds. Excellent. Okay, we have motion and a second to close. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none.
Well,
Mr.
wait a
Riley?
minute.
Sorry.
To the chair, I just don't know what the sentiment of the board is. I know, the neighbor wrote that letter and.
We're just going to close the
Arnold,
public hearing
Arnold,
right now.
I appreciate you wanting to ask more questions.
No, I'm not
we have a
asking
motion.
questions. I thought for discussion. You asked if there was
Discussion on the
any
motion to
discussion.
close the public hearing? All we're doing is discussing the
Oh,
motion.
the public hearing. I'm sorry. Yeah, all right. yeah.
Discussing the motion.
I
to
jumped
close
the
public
gun.
hearing.
Sorry.
Just a little bit.
Got it.
Okay. All right, so Arnold, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Masterson,
Yes.
agree. And Doug, will you take this one? Mr. Hunt, Dan, sorry.
Oh, yes, affirmative.
Okay, and I'll vote in the affirmative also. Okay, so with most, the hearing is closed. Now, Arnold, you got the floor.
Yeah. So the neighbor who wrote that letter
Mhm.
didn't come to the meeting, which if they really felt concerned or whatever about those conditions, they would have come. I'm not sure that
Yeah,
we go for a
sorry.
building.
This is the neighbors. We're actually here.
They are here. Oh,
our-
okay.
Shoot.
Our
Okay,
baby is having a
I'm so-
meltdown, so we're struggling to come off mute a little bit. Sorry.
Right, but Arnold, the problem is we already closed the public hearing. So we can't take any more input from the,
Can we vote to reopen
We've
it?
been listening the whole time.
no. Yeah, and that's what happens sometimes when and that's why we wait. And that's why I call it a few times. But no, we can't reopen it. And that's happened to us before where we've closed the public hearing and then so it's either a yay or a nay at this point. We can discuss this stuff amongst ourselves, how we want to handle that. But to Mr. Masterson's point, all of the things that the neighbors were concerned about are things that the building inspector will ensure that it's required.
Yeah. To the chair, are we sure all for everything is something that if they apply for a building permit, that, it's not they don't have to go in front of the planning board. They're just going to apply for a building permit.
Right.
That's something that the building inspector might ask for.
Yeah, well, the drainage, any of the drainage, the sculpting of the yard to make sure that additional water doesn't go in and everything else that it has to be brought back to, if they do any damage to the adjacent properties, it's got to be brought back. So yeah, the building inspector does look at that stuff. As far as planting additional trees and any of that kind of stuff, no, we can't condition that. But I'm sure that if the neighbors didn't have the meltdown, that they would have been here and asked us. And it seems like that there was a detailed letter, and to me it seems covered.
John, through the chair.
Yes.
Arnold, one of the things that I was going to propose, because I am concerned about how close it is, and it might be only the kitchen window and things, but based on whatever that letter of agreement was for plantings, the folks said they were planning on doing some plantings, but we could mandate whether it's arborvitaes or something like that, where it's all season instead of trees. You could recommend, or you could make a discussion on that. We've done that in the past when places are close to other places. So that is something we can do, where we can say, every 6 feet, there's at least a 6-foot arborvitae all along that type
I
of
don't
thing.
think Michael, I
I
don't
think
believe
that falls underneath, John, to the chair. I think that falls under planning for sure.
right. Michael, I don't think I have.
We have done that in the past, John.
Through the chair,
Yes. Who's? Oh, yeah, Michael, thank you. I didn't see you there.
Yeah.
You're dark in the car there.
we
I'm
can,
not saying we need to do it. I'm saying you can do. We have
Okay.
done that in the past.
Okay. Oh, there you go, Michael. Thank you.
Yeah. we can absolutely do that.
Okay.
We can condition this in any way we want.
Yeah,
In
I'm
fact,
not sure there's room for, is
we
there room to
actually have-
plant?
We
things?
actually have more power than the planning board does with regard to that.
Okay.
In fact, the
All
planning
right. I stand corrected. I feel like I'm home. I am home.
board, because they should have come to us to ask for different things. Instead, they asked for them, and it was appealed.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. So we can condition it. All right. So now that Michael, have you been here for the whole discussion?
No, I wasn't here for the whole discussion, but
Oh, okay. Okay.
the other thing is that there's nothing in the building code with regard to drainage.
That you can't put water on somebody else's land? Of course there is. You can't. I can't build a structure and put water onto your land. Because I had that on Grove Street. I was called on it.
Yeah.
And the building inspector made sure that the driveway was pitched away from the adjacent land.
It's a trespass.
John,
You
Not
can't do
sure
it.
how they did it, but
Yeah, that's so the grading, everything has to be just to Sean's point. Yeah, you can't. I can't throw my water onto somebody else's land.
John, Mike, to the chair.
Yes.
When it does go in front of the building department, they're implementing water mitigation systems on all additions. That's a new law that's in place now, so everything will have some way that has to be proved to the building inspector on what they're doing with gutter water, any impervious areas, all have to be calculated now on every job at every permit.
Yeah, because just think of what
So
happened.
that water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll all be brought up and has to be brought to the building department.
Yeah, because when you Grove Street, because of the condos that they put up, the houses at the end of Grove Street now have been flooding in the winter, and they weren't for 100 years before that. So yeah, so stuff's going to be looked at. All right, so anybody else? I think we beat that part about beat it up enough. All right, then would somebody like to make a motion? You want me to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Michael. This is usually where you come in, but now you're driving. I'm not going to ask you to. Right, you're not even. So on this one, we've got
Arnold, you, Mike Heaton, Dan Hunt, Sean, and myself.
That's 6.
So you tell me which one isn't in.
So Mike, did you do the last one? Who's on the last one? Who wasn't?
John, I think voting to close the hearing was you, Mike Riley, Arnold, Sean, and Dan.
Okay, all right, that's who we got.
Oh,
All right, so Mike, you want to come up with Michael Riley? Do you want to come up with a motion, or do you want me to read one myself?
Well, I would like to add to that motion that we absolutely have some sort of plantings in between the properties.
Well, we
But
didn't,
it seems
Michael,
like
we haven't done the
I
main
know.
motion yet to add.
Before you make a motion, I'm just telling you what I would like to see in that motion is some sort of plantings. Apparently they agreed to some sort of plantings and as long as the neighbors are happy with it, I'm sure Jennifer and what's your husband's name? I'm sorry.
Tim.
Tim.
I'm sure Jennifer and Tim will want to make their neighbors happy, and they'll go along with the agreement to do and make it a very nice place. So I don't think I'm going to have to add it to I was thinking about it, but I don't think I have to add it to, I just will hold you to your agreement with your neighbors, and hopefully you'll both be satisfied. So I'd like to make a motion that let me go back and read.
I think we have to make two motions here, Michael. We need a motion on 210-128 and another motion on 210-119. 210-128 that.
Go ahead. Why don't you do it then? I can't find it on my screen. So.
Okay. Yes, I'd like to make, I'll propose a motion that, what's the required side setback? Is it 15? What's an NRA?
10.
10. Okay, so we're going to allow 8 feet.
You need to do the finding first.
Okay, we find that that under 210-128, the changes to the lots, uses, and structures is not more detrimental to the neighborhood. So we'll do that one first.
Yep.
Is that et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, it's not basically not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing, in harmony with the general purpose and intent of the bylaw.
Okay. Could somebody make that? Could somebody take that motion? Or second it?
I second it.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Anybody want to add or subtract from that one? Hearing none. Dan?
Mr. Chair, should somebody make a motion to amend? You say, saying we approve it and then we find.
So Arnold, there's two here. First, we're saying that they can do it. And then the second one under 210-119, we're going to grant them the relief of 8 feet so that they can propose it. And under that second one, we can put all those conditions that you and Michael and others were talking about.
All right.
So this one is because of the front setback. I mean, the frontage being 78, and it should be 100 feet. That this is the overall one. This is part of it. What makes it not pre-existing non-conforming. So, all right. So that being said, we have a motion and a second. Here, any further discussion on that motion and the motion only? Hearing none. Dan?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Arnold?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
And I vote in the affirmative also. Okay, so that's 210-128. Now, I'd like to make a motion that under 210-119 that we grant 8 feet of relief and that they build it according to the plans, that they get all of the, let's see, what do you want? That this proposal is reasonable, that they file all applicable permits with the building department after the appeals period expires and the decisions recorded with the registry. Now, does anybody want to add anything to that granting of 8 feet?
John, one quick thing.
Yes.
They're requesting 8.4 on the application. So it's not if you're
okay. I'm sorry.
I'm not looking at the plan.
Yeah, usually, okay. In that case, we usually go to 9 feet because, as Dan knows, and the other builders around here know that 3 or 4 inches can easily move when you're pouring concrete or something. So I'd like to amend that to be 9 feet of relief, so that we can give them the extra 7 or 8 inches just in case something bad happens.
Second.
Okay. Okay, so, okay, no, but do you want, are there any amendments to it? I remember people were talking about screening, people were talking about,
And you also, I'm sorry, but you also need to find on 119 about this lot shape, size, lot topography.
yeah,
That's-
well, due to, yes, that we're granting it due to the odd shaped lot and the topography of the existing, lot lines.
All right.
Because it would have helped, it would have helped if it was a perfect rectangle.
Yeah,
But
so
it's
I
a
have a
trapezoid.
question that, this isn't a variance, it's a special permit.
Yes,
210, 119 is a dimensional variance. It is a special permit, but it needs those a finding on the.
So this the same type of finding that you would do for a
If
variance.
you read the bylaw under 119,
Yeah.
it will tell you that you do need to find.
Because I'm not sure that. What's the criterion under the bylaw?
Do you want me to read?
topography or shape of the lot? And/or,
Yeah, I mean,
and if the lot is
just
not.
just because they don't have enough room, I don't think has to do with topography or the shape of the lot.
Well, the shape of the lot is, if the shape of the lot were a perfect rectangle, it definitely would have helped them. It's a trapezoid.
Really?
If you look at where it says 2.3, that would have been wider.
How much wider would it?
Oh, okay. Again, but it's still the shape of the lot.
Well.
So,
What
variance
Adina is
is,
saying is we need that language. We need that language in 219, in 119, I'm sorry. So it has to say that language. That's so.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything that they want to add to this motion? Hearing none. I'd like to take a vote on this motion.
Are you going to add the conditions?
Apparently nobody's adding any conditions.
Nope.
Okay. Hearing none. Michael, how do you vote?
Yes.
Arnold?
Well, I wish that the neighbor had a chance to talk, but that's one of the disadvantages, I guess, of a Zoom instead of in person. But given everything, I'm going to say yes.
Well, actually, Arnold, Zoom makes it easier for people that have babysitting problems and stuff like that than to have to make them come downtown. It'll make it actually easier. But anyway, Dan,
I guess I'm just thinking of the days when there wasn't any Zoom hearings, and I think in this particular hearing, I think that was a factor why the neighbor wasn't able to be heard.
No, we opened the meeting at 7:00. We opened the meeting.
She just said she didn't realize that she had to speak up. She just that's just my impression, that she wanted to talk, but it was too late. Not everybody knows those rules. Once that she had to really speak up then, and then she tried to speak up, and we had closed the hearing.
But I'm
that's
sorry.
the way it is.
Yes. Okay, Dan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
And I vote in the affirmative also. Okay, so Adina, if you could clean up our language a little bit and make it official, I'd appreciate it. Congratulations, you guys. Have fun with the construction.
Thank you so much.
As you know, it's an experience.
Oh yeah.
And good luck with the growing family, and thanks for putting your roots down here in Hopkinton. I'm up to 26 years here, and I still love it.
We love it. We're never leaving. Thank
Excellent.
you guys. We appreciate this.
Wonderful. Congratulations. God bless.
Thanks.
Okay, so Since we're holding off on the minutes, I guess that's it. Okay. Adina, anything you want to bring up? What do we have coming up in 2 weeks?
On the 25th, we have 18 Cedar Street. I think that's the only one on that night. That's it's a new application, but she's been before us a couple times. That's the one that I think she started out with an 8-family, then came back with a 6-family, and now she's coming back with a 4-family.
Oh, isn't 4 by right?
It needs a special permit.
Okay.
I haven't seen the application yet, but it's come in. Kobe has it. And that's on that next hearing. And then the application for 290 West Main the new application came in today, and that will be on October 9th at the senior center.
Okay.
And that's the only one on that night. And then we have another one, I think, for the end of October. But we're waiting till the end of October so we don't put it on the same night as 290 West Main.
Yeah, thank you. I think there's going to be a little bit of discussion on that one. A lot of 2 minutes, and a lot of people are going to be upset when we call the 2 minutes. That's the way it works. All right. So now all that being said, looking for a motion to close.
Motion to close the meeting.
Second.
Second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Heaton?
Yes.
And do we still have Michael? No, he's gone. Okay. And I vote in the affirmative also. And the meeting is adjourned. Thanks everybody for coming. That was a good discussion. Well, now we just got to start sharpening up because the 9th is going to be a tough one. Hey, God bless everyone. Thanks so much. Thanks for coming today.
Thanks, John.
Okay, have a good one.
Good night.